Hey you guys, what's up? Welcome back. My name is Megan. Today we're going to be doing part 2 of products that I hated. If you missed the first part, I will definitely link it in the description for you. And yeah, let's just go ahead and get into it. Of course, before you leave, don't forget to subscribe and ring the bell just so that you're notified of all my future uploads. And of course, give this video a big thumbs up if you like it, if you like me, if you like the concept, whatever, just really helps it out. But anyways, let's get rolling. Let's start this. I want to start this one a little saucy. Okay? This is going to be, I feel like, a pretty controversial one. I posted a whole review of it on my IG, and it was interesting how many people felt a similar way, especially because this particular brand is so ridiculously hyped up. So yeah, I'm going to go ahead and just pop it in, the Natasha Denona Bronze Palette. I did not like this. I actually returned it. I'm grateful that I have, the privilege of returning items living here in the States. But yeah, and I used the thing is, okay, so this palette retails for $65, right? And it's like more condensed one so that you can try out her formulation, see what you like, whatnot. In the photo, it looks like it lacks some dimension, but not to the degree of how much dimension it actually lacks when you get it home and when you get it on your eyes. I was able to use some rewards and a gift card, and I actually picked this palette up for $22, but I still decided to return it because I knew I would never use it. The packaging, like the front of it looks absolutely stunning and gorgeous, but if you don't have a Natasha Denona palette yet in your collection, or you haven't been to the store and seen one, so that beautiful bronze packaging that they have on the front doesn't carry over to the back. On the back, it's like a wash of a similar color with like holes in it, and it's just like, so you charge me $65 for a palette you just decided, I don't think that we want to finish the back. Like, I just don't think that we want to. Like, that was like, I was like, what the fuck? Like, I just felt like I already was getting like the vibes. Not to mention, it is so small, you guys. No one, at least that I had seen, talked about how legitimately small this palette is. I did a comparison with my Tati Beauty palette because it came up to like here and cut over to around here. So yeah, it is a very small palette, which, I mean, there's nothing wrong with that. It was actually, I thought it would be more comparable to my Huda Beauty Nude, but it's actually smaller than this, and they retail for a similar price. I think you get more shades in this one though. I would need to go back and double check, but yeah, so anyway, very small. The packaging seemed pretty half-ass in my opinion, especially just because of everything I've seen online, how hyped up it's been, whatnot. And so for me, I was like, okay, well, the formula is what matters, and that is honestly what is going to save the day here. The color story was right up my alley. I love bronzy neutral colors, so I was really, really looking forward to playing with this palette. I did, like I said, you can check out my Instagram. I did several looks with this palette, so it wasn't like I did one look and wrote it off. I played with this palette for an entire week to gather my thoughts, and the thing is, there are way too many, I would even say similar as a stretch, but exact repeats of shades in the palette to even make it worth the money. I get where it's like, we're trying to put a lot of different formulations into a palette, but like, at least diversify the color story. Because for me, I had, I don't have a photo right in front of me because I'm on my freaking phone. But the light tan shades all looked the exact same on my eye. So there was like 3 dupe shades there. The gold shimmers, don't get me wrong, like those were phenomenal. That formula was beautiful. but there were 2 to 3 of the same ones in the palette. So already out of the shades you get, we have 6 that are the same, and it could have been condensed, could have been less expensive, or they could have put in a different shade to diversify the palette, which was another thing. Like, unless you're going to be doing a lot of one and done looks, which is how one of my good friends loves to use it, and the palette looks phenomenal on her, but she's like a one and done type of gal. I typically use 3 to 4 shadows every time I do my makeup, and this didn't have enough dimension for me, or depth. It was severely lacking depth. Because I like to do, as you can see, like a deeper outer corner or a little bit of a halo eye. And there was like 2 shades that were deep enough to do that with in the whole palette. And I was like, oh my gosh, like I just was really struggling to work with the color story in a way that fit my makeup preferences. And then like the deep blue brown shade up in the corner, like I don't even fucking know, you guys. Like that, just once I got the palette and like played with that formulation, and it just seemed really random to me because it really didn't complement any of the other tones very well. And it also just didn't blend that well. It was something that I would have needed to do as like a liner or something smudged out, because it wasn't blending. It was just like thick, and yeah, the consistency was thick. I don't know. But I ended up hating it. And it was so sad because I was like, this is 100% going to be my new Holy Grail eyeshadow palette. Like, so excited. And yeah, I hated it. So I returned it. If you want a more in-depth breakdown of the shades that were the same on me and how that went down, you can check out my IG. I use the hashtag Megan's Makeup Musings, and all my reviews / musings or thoughts are all under that. But yeah, did not like that palette. The next one is also gonna be a little controversial. The Becca Under Eye Cream. They're going out of business, so I don't really know if this even matters, but I feel like over on Instagram, at least, this is like a huge cult classic. Like, everyone's like, Becca Under Eye Corrector, blah, 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 blah. And I mean, I got it expecting it to be like life-changing, which I don't have like super dark under eyes yet, thankfully. But for me, it was the consistency that I was not into. The corrector felt like very like sticky, and I feel like I would prefer something that is more of a consistency as a concealer. So you put it on and you blend it out. I think that's more my vibe. The pot was just like not super hygienic. I did use a brush going in, but it's like I had to change that brush out every 2 to 3 uses because it would get like gummy and mucky due to the consistency of the product. Then I would put it on my eyes and I would blend it out. And yeah, I just didn't feel like it. One, it's an extra step that like isn't a necessity for me right now. But 2, I didn't feel like it was a big enough game changer in the look of my under eyes to justify it, especially for the price tag. Boy, is she expensive. She's expensive. Luckily I was able to gift it to someone else that actually really loves it now. So that worked out, but it was definitely a product that I hated, and I was like, no, not for me, not for me. The next one is going to be the Kylie Cosmetics Concealer. They have these on sale at Ulta when she was doing like her whole, rebrand and whatnot. And I was like, oh, okay, let me try it. Like, they had a really extensive like shade range. The shade that I got, I really loved. I don't even remember. Bone is the shade that I had. And I really like the shade. And like the first couple of times it worked nicely for me. But I only had it like 2 to 3 weeks, and I kind of switched back to my Dose of Colors one because like I love that one. And I noticed it was like starting to separate pretty bad in the bottle, and I was like, So I like shook it up and I wore it, and bruh, it literally it like separated and peeled up and gunked up on my face. Like, it must have already expired. So I don't know if like Ulta and Kylie were just like, hey, let's sell this expired product for $5 and call it a day. Or if that's actually how it normally performs. Like, I don't know. All I know is that it was trash, even for $5. It was so bad. I would never repurchase, and I would never recommend. It literally separated on my face, and it just looked horrid. It did nothing for me. It wasn't even good enough, in my opinion, to use on my eyes to cut my crease. Like, that's how, like, it was. I was like, nah, girl, ain't for me. So, yeah, that sucked. That was so disappointing. The next one is the ColourPop Setting Mist. If you watched my Project Pan updates, and you know how much I loathe this product. Oh my gosh. I don't even know where that came from. But you know how much I loathe this product. What's going on over here? But yeah, I hate this product. It's the like hydrating setting mist, and it's just one. It literally does absolutely nothing for my makeup. It does nothing for it. It actually like breaks it apart, makes it slick, kind of greasy. It does nothing. I'm using it right now to, when I do a shadow like the shimmer, to wet the brush. So it's serving a purpose. I'm not using a setting spray that I like to do that with, which is good. But yeah, I'm definitely ready for it to be gone. Every time I look at it, I'm like pissed because it just sucks so bad and I hate it. But it does smell good. I would not recommend it. I don't think it's good at all. It freaking sucks. Then the next one is the Truly Unicorn Body Butter. This product is so beautiful. So beautiful. I took some really gorgeous product shots. And then that's pretty much all I did with it. So the product, when I like had dipped into it, it was like hard as a fucking rock. And I was like, that doesn't feel like buttery to me. And yeah, I like was trying to like dip and dig in. It like took some serious force for me to scoop it out. And then I put it on my skin, and it wasn't even like melting down. It was still like chunky and hard and left like a greasy, sticky residue. I literally, after 5 minutes, got in the shower and washed it all off because my skin was so sticky and disgusting. Like, I don't understand how that product got so much hype. I mean, everyone's skin is different, but I'm like, why would you rather use a body butter that's hard as a rock and leaves your skin sticky when you could just use like a moisturizer? You know what I mean? Like, I don't know. I was so pissed. I sent it back because like it is so expensive, and literally the photos here, but like the bottle was like so tiny. I'll give you what would be a good reference, what a lot of people probably have a lot of. ColourPop palettes. Okay. So like a ColourPop palette, like literally the bottle was probably only this big. So not that big. And I think that product is like in the $30-ish range. I'll look and I'll pop it in. But yeah, I just was so like, what the fuck is going on? It was a terrible product. And since then, I've been afraid to try anything from Truly because that was just so bad. I can't imagine what else they have going on, you know? The next one we're going to talk about is the Benelico Cleansing Balm. I went on a pretty long cleansing balm journey because I love the Clinique Take Off the Day. However, it is so expensive. So I went on a little bit of a journey. I was looking for some new ones, and this is one of the first ones that was referred to me or suggested to me. And while it did take my makeup off very well, it was extremely scented, which I don't like. I'm not a huge fan of scented products in general, but like even more so in skincare. I have pretty sensitive skin, so it makes me so nervous. But it was like a very perfume scent. Did not like that. And then the next day, I guess it didn't remove my makeup well because I had a sty. And that was the only thing that I had changed up in my routine. I remember that because I literally had a fucking job interview like the next day. And I was like, I cannot wear makeup. I feel like crap. Like, yeah. So I know a lot of people like that one, but it was not for me. The sty was just, I was like, oh, we're done with that. We're going to go ahead and send it back. Like, I'm not fucking around with that. And then the next one I wanted to talk about, this is the last one I will talk about. Just because, I know I told you guys I had like kind of a list from Rare Beauty. So I want to sprinkle those in, here and there, just so that we're getting through them, but it doesn't seem like a rant. But I'll try not to make it a rant. But the one I want to talk about today was the concealer. I also tried the Rare Beauty concealer. I like this more than I liked the foundation, but similar to the foundation, it really just wasn't providing me with like really any coverage. And it was also very like, it would break up quickly throughout the day. Like, I don't think I've ever had so much creasing in my life. Like, it literally just sunk into, because like, yeah, I have some creasing now, but guess what? I do have like fine lines. I'm getting older. Like, I understand that's a part of it, but I literally looked like I had aged 50 fucking years. Like, I had more fine lines than I realized I ever even had. I was like, when did those get there? Like, this concealer just looked awful on me. It settled. I tried it with powder, without powder. It settled really badly, creased really badly. Just broke up terribly. And I don't know if it's because like her products, I feel like are a more oily base, so that just doesn't play well with my particular skin. But it was like a huge mess for me. And like, to be fair, I have tried a lot of concealers that haven't worked for me. But yeah, that was just a huge miss. I know some people love it, but that was a big no for me. And yeah, I think I'm going to go ahead and wrap this one up today. I do have a lot of other products. I think I'll probably have 1 or 2 more videos to chat about. If you liked this video and the style of video, please be sure to let me know by hitting the thumbs up button or the like button. Helps my videos out. It also just lets me know that you're into the content that I am producing, creating, like whatever you want to call it. So yeah, just let me know by hitting that button, and I will be back with part 3 soon. I will talk to you guys later.